This is today's live on Equa Television International. We're so happy that you could join us on today's edition of the program. We're live on Facebook and YouTube at Equa Television International. Do well to join this conversation. It's Thursday. And guess what? We're talking about intentions and actions. These two seem alike, like the same words or have the same meaning or are intertwined. But there's actually a distinction between intentions and actions. And with regards to personal growth, work and relationship, we're going to be laying our emphasis, or our discussion is going to be centered on that. Have you intended to do something? Were you able to put in the action? Or why are you finding it difficult to actually put in that action? Oh, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do this. I have the intentions to do. What is stopping you from putting the action? My name is Joyce Jakarta. I have Sambo Sloman Sabe, Jamima, Emmanuel, and Prudence Berger. Good morning.
Good morning.
What are your intentions on the show today?
To be able to pass a message to someone that cares to listen.
Okay. And I can see that there's an action already accompanying that intention.
Because we're here seated.
All right. You don't even have a choice.
You can't have an intention of passing a message in a TV station and I'm sitting down on my decks.
And it's time.
I have to come to the studio at the right time. The cameras have to be there to capture me. The mic has to work. And I have to speak. And someone needs to send it out there for someone to listen.
All right. So great. Jamima, intentions. Did you at any point in your life have or had the intention to do something and you were unable to do it? And then how did you feel about it?
Well, yes, I have, and a lot of other people have too. What drives away intention is procrastination. Because so many times I've said, okay, I'm going to do this. I have concluded, I have finished. In fact, in my mind, I am done doing it already. But it never saw the light of day. Never made it out. So, yes, I have intended to do things that I never got to do. And that is why what you said earlier on makes a lot of sense. Intentions and actions are two different things. A lot of times you finish intending, but action is not backed up by that. So intentions are things that you decide to do it in your mind. You program it. You do everything that you need to do. But if there is no action, then your intention, what's the evidence that you intended?
Go explain tire.
No evidence to show that you. That's why someone will do something and you hear somebody say, and I wanted to do it. I wanted. How do I really believe that you wanted to do it when there is no action?
I was going to call you, but
I carried the phone. I held the phone in my hand like this. I saw the name just to dial.
I got carried away.
How is that? So yes, I have intended to do things that I never got to do at the end of the day. So action is as important as intention.
Prudence, tell us your experience.
Prudence has been laughing since.
You know why? Because I know one of it.
I know it. Since last year. I know it.
It has ended with intentions.
I know.
Tell us your experience.
I can relate.
Because you cannot even deny that there was no intention or there's no intention.
Oh my
goodness. Speak to us about your intentions and what stopped me from putting the action. This one, I'm intentional about it.
Honestly, I'm laughing so hard because
the
list is endless.
Okay.
Intentions. I think if I remember one thing that we always argued and fought about with my dad is calls. In school, I'm in school and he's at home and he wants to know, how are you doing? What is going on with you? And I would take like a week before I call him sometimes. And he says, why haven't you called? Daddy, the other day I picked my phone to call him. And I just ended up not doing so. He said, well done. Well done. But I'm not seeing the evidence. If you intended to call me, why didn't you call? And a lot of times, I remember one very sad one that I thought of this person and I said I would call this person. But the next news, because I kept on procrastinating, the next news I heard was that the person was gone. And I was saying, if only I had. The thing about intentions that you don't bring out to there's always the if only I had.
Mm.
So if it is intentions, Joyce.
Okay, say the
It's-
one that she
That
wants to
very
hear.
one that
That
she
very
wants
one
to hear.
that two
When
of
are
them,
you going
two of
to
them
When are you
want
going
to
to
hear.
put
The
action?
action.
It's still under the intentions.
Okay.
Listen, she will not put it.
I've given up. At this point, I've given up.
No, but
Honest-
I'm very serious.
Okay.
That intention is still part of the. It's still in the books. It's in the plans.
Okay.
Yes, it will come to fruition very soon. And honestly, but there's something I just noticed, right, from my own experiences. Intentions are almost always there. You want to do this, you would want to do that, you would want to do this, and sometimes the intentions, the actions that should follow up the intentions are actions that should have been immediate, but I find myself saying, I can do it later. And that's another issue. When you say that whole I can do it later, you might forget and it might be late. So all that boils. In fact, I remember one very vivid scenario where I almost failed. Like I was supposed to hand in an assignment, and I kept on saying, "Oh, this easy assignment, I'll do it. Oh no, I'll do it." Oh, I had the intention of doing it. I had pictured how it was going to be done in my head. In fact, I had started writing the scripts in my head, but I never did it on paper. And then the morning of the deadline, I wake up and I'm like, I've not done it. Because I kept on saying, I have the intentions of doing it. And they're asking, Prudence, when would you do? Don't worry, I'll do it now. And I almost failed that course because that assignment was like getting a huge percentage of the grades. So there are times that intentions that you have that you don't work on, that you don't bring into action, you don't put into action, you would have heavy penalties. Rather, it would have very heavy penalties, and you find yourself biting your tongue, biting your finger, and like, I wish had I known. That's one thing about not following.
And you see something about what Prudence said. Intentions make you feel like you have all the time in the world until that time is no longer there, and that is where regret comes in. A lot of times we allow procrastination to really play with us physically, mentally, and in every way. So when you're intending, you feel like, don't worry, I'll do it later, I have time, and then at the end of the day there is no time.
And you see, personally, when it comes to intention, I think generally it's easy for you to sit and just have imaginations, have things that you would want, things you desire, because these are intentions, like things you want to achieve. It doesn't cost anything for you to think about it, to visualize it, to actually see the picture of, like, it takes literally nothing. But where the work is in the action, because action has to do with you bringing into bear that thing that you have visualized, or that thing that you want to achieve, or that thing that you have desire. It is a physical activity now. And in most cases, I have noticed that when it has to do with personal growth, like a lot of times we don't end up putting the actions. And like you have listed, one of it, the reason is procrastination. Now the reasons are relative. For some people, they feel, I have time, it's something that I can do tomorrow, which is the procrastination. For some other people, taking that first step can be difficult for fear of failure. And rather than taking the first step, they would rather when the time is right. A lot of people even quote the scripture for you to back up their laziness. For some people, the lack of the action, it is born out of laziness, like unwillingness to actually do that which you ought to do. I know for sure I think I can give it to myself, and there's nothing wrong with that. When it comes to personal growth, it's something that I think I'm intentional about, and a lot of times what I do to help me actualize it is to write it down. And when I write it down, I try to also break it down. because sometimes what we visualize can look very big,
Mm-hmm.
and the fear of, can I do this thing, can I achieve this thing, will make us want to like procrastinate. But a lot of times when you do this, and I think for a lot of people that are intentional about their growth, about their relationship or work, they also do that, because in most cases these things are not easy. The road to success is not really smooth. Definitely stones, you get to meet with stones and all of that. So sometimes I just break them into bits. Okay, between so month and so month, between so week and so weeks, like I should be able to do this. Like if you are intentional about breaking them down and then following it up with actions, you find out that you are attaining that height that you want to attain, you are achieving that thing that you want to achieve. Now, because it has to do with self, sometimes people are very intentional about merging their intentions and their actions. But it becomes more difficult when it has to do with relationship. And that's where my next question is. Why is it that people find it difficult, as far as relationship is concerned, to back their intentions with actions? I've had people tell, or like superiors tell their subordinates, bosses telling their staff, CEOs telling their staff, don't worry, you're going to enjoy, life is going to be good for you. Like when you work this hard, this is what, and then at the end of the day, there's no result. At the end of the day, there's nothing to back up those statements. So why do we always have that in relationship? That even like a male-female relationship or wife-husband relationship, a lot of promises, but at the end of the day, there are no actions to back it up. Why do we have that? Sambo Solomon.
She decided to hit her.
I wonder.
Don't worry, you are
why?
safe. You are safe. It's action. I'm using actions to back my intentions.
Okay.
Yes.
It's all right. Well, I think the reason is that for intention, it doesn't cost you anything. You can just sit down and dream and dream and even dream that you are in the moon. Yes.
That's why we build castles in the air. We all have houses, mansions.
God bless you. But what does it take to build a mansion? A huge money. And where will you get the money? You have to put work. And if you are to put work, it affects you mentally, physically, financially. And you see, when it comes to actions, you can quickly say, wow, see the word just escaped. Well, I'm talking about actions in the sense that it costs you a lot. And that's where people find it difficult to interpret their intentions. Because that part of the action, that's what interprets your intention. Because the reason why I say you can sit down and dream and wish for anything is because it's just a wish. You can be lying down, you can be sitting down, you can be on a transit. That one. But when it comes to action, you have to just be intentional about it. And you see, when you, the word now, commitment. You understand? It comes with commitment. Because if your intention, when it comes to male and a female intention, is for you to grow, how do you grow? If for you is to support her in her academics so that she would be better than where she was, it needs money for you to support her. Not just money. She needs psychological and emotional support. She's in school, you check on her. Just like what she's saying with her dad. This time around, you are the one checking on her. How are you doing? How are you faring? How is the lectures? What areas are you finding difficulty? If area that I'm capable, I render a help. If I know somebody that is a friend that can help you, I connect you with. And then you begin to see that your partner fulfilling his dream while you are together. And that's why you hear some people will say, it's because of my husband that I'm who I am today. It's because of my boyfriend. In fact, I decided to marry him because of his intentions and his actions towards me. I feel my mind settled for him because I feel this one will provide leadership for me. Because you putting an action is not easy. Because if you're talking about finances, to some people it's not easy to come by. You understand? So it's something that you need to like go outside your comfort zone to do something extra, so that you are thinking of your word that you commit, that you want to back it, to make it tangible. And some people fail to do that because, particularly when it comes to relationships, people feel that it's something that if you look at the chunk of it, is emotion that is involved. So people think they can just come to your life and play with your intentions and get away with it. They don't care because they feel when it comes to emotions, there's nothing like
Hard work.
You said?
Hard work.
Yes, there's nothing like hard work. It's just about words, make you feel good.
Yeah, I've had people say, tell them what they want to hear,
and get away with it. So, because in our own side, men will just feel like all you want to do is at the moment just feel nice. So I will just look at those words that I know. I will just play with your mind, just make you feel good at that point, and I will say those words. Just example. Okay, have you eaten, Joyce? No. Why? Please try and eat for me, Ko.
For you.
What is it?
No, I was buttressing it for you.
Try it for me, oh.
Try and eat for me, Ko.
Okay.
Okay, now. So, good night.
And
That's just
that's supposed to express what?
Intentions.
At least he's caring now. He
Love.
called you.
There
He
was
used-
no action.
No,
It
but
was
he
just
used
words.
credit now to call you. Right?
No.
So-
if you say
so-
have you asked me have I eaten? For me, if you ask me have I eaten, are you ready to send the food?
That is the problem.
Exactly.
That's the action.
When
we
I
are
say
looking
no,
for.
I have not eaten.
Send
Yes,
the
give me
food.
your account
No,
number. let
no.
me
What the
send.
next thing is try and find something I eat.
Where will I find it?
Try and find
If I
something
knew
I
where
eat.
to find it,
And
I would have found
I
it
would have
long
found
ago
it
and
now.
eaten it.
So what would you
Why
want?
you punishing
now?
yourself for me like that? Please try and find something I eat.
Kai, I love that line. So you see, people find it difficult to put action, and I think actions interpret your priority for your intentions. If you allow me, actions interpret your priority for your intentions, because in life generally we prioritize things, just like the way you will just think like, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do that. I believe it's not everything that you say you want to do that you sit down and pen down. Right? For even the ones that you will sit down and jot them and break them down, they are being arranged by priority. Despite the fact, yes, you don't want to forget, you are intentional about them, but they are being prioritized. Which one comes first? Which one is the right timing for this? You understanding the season and the timing. You understand? It's very key. It's very important.
And
So
in case I cannot do, or which one?
which
can I
one?
do?
At least you see, and people see, when you see success, people think it's you, like getting mansions, all this. No, it's fulfillment in what you are doing. If that thing, that intention, I will put it to action, and at the end of the day, I will be fulfilled that I was able to put action into this intention, and this is where I am. I feel cool, and I keep pushing, and that's just what keep pushing us. So sometimes I said it, when you see people talk just to play with your emotions, right? They are just kind of people that just feel that I'm just with a bunch of people that probably they are not too smart, that I can use words and play over them and get what I want, and to hell with them. And that thing happened in all facets of life. When you talk about relationship, that's when you see a man coming with a different intention, giving you a different perspective about his intention. When he's done, that is when you will realize that all this while, it was just words, it was just vague words. No actions attached to it.
So which would you say is more important than the other? Because I said most times people see this as intertwined, but they are really distinct, like from each other.
Yes, sure.
So there's actions there, like there are people that got married to actions. There are people to intentions. There are people that went to relationship because of intentions. But at the end of the day, they are like, if I had known. There's somebody that said that he will look at his wife and he will say, Mata kena, women. Wow, women. And she too, she will repeat the same thing, men kena. Like maza kena, something like that. Like because of amazement. This is not what I saw. Do you understand? Because most of them thought based on what the intentions, this is going to translate to actions. But at the end of the day, what they are seeing as actions, like is different from the intention. So which would you say is more important, and which should people look out for?
All are important.
Actually.
All are important. That's why I say even your intention, you can prioritize it. I have so many things I want to do, but which one first? You prioritize it, right? And whichever one you prioritize, you back them with actions. They are together. That is why it is very important for people to know, because in some cases, the actions interpret more about your intentions. Because if you, like you now, that you are very, very deliberate about your whatever,
Growth.
your personal growth. For instance, I'm coming with an intention to friend you, and you have given me chance. Do you know that you can be quiet and be strategic in watching? Now I've said my intention. I want to befriend you, right? I've said it's an intention, and you agree. The next thing is what? Is to watch my action, whether it's agreeing with the reason why I came. And then you, systematically, with wisdom and understanding, watching my action to see whether it matches. That's when you be quiet and you go ahead to even find out certain things about me that even me don't even know that you are making those research. Not because of anything, but because you want to see where am I coming from. And these things that I'm doing, is it that really it matches or I am pretending? And even if I'm pretending, you are giving me room because you know I cannot pretend forever. In you watching, you are guiding certain things so that you will not fall in trap to watch me to the end, to the extent whereby you will be so convinced that truly this one is coming with a good intention.
Yeah.
But that process is what is the problem, because some people get carried away rather by what is happening. Because you see, genuine intentions and wrong intention, all of them are matched by action so that they will get result.
Yes.
Genuine intentions, wrong, bad intentions are all matched with actions so that at the end of the day you achieve result. E.g., quickly, I'm coming to someone to friend her, but my intention is not for me to grow with her, simply because they told me that Joyce, she's a stubborn lady. She always proves she's smart. She knows it all. As a man, I want to come and prove to her that men, God have created us to be smarter than women. So I must break that thing in her. Do you know there are men that brag with that?
Yeah.
They are from the pit of hell. It's the devil that is financing them. Do you understand? I was told of a story of one person that was so committed in a relationship. Do you know? He did not tell the woman. After the woman agreeing and say all manner of things about him, like this is how good the person is. Do you know that is the first day? What do they call it? Honeymoon. Do you understand? It was that day, honeymoon, their first night, after making love to her. he told her that is all he wanted. All this while that he friend her and he married her, just to break that thing and prove a point. He just broke her. They are not together as I speak. So how can you talk about his intention? You see how crafty he ended up marrying her, and she was proud of him, thinking he's the right person for her. First night.
So
Just
you went
imagine.
through all that stress
Yes.
just for
The
Yes.
person that even took the lady to the altar and they said, would you take? And he said,
that,
no.
That one is better.
that one is better than this. This
That one is better. He married her. Their first night. He said he went through all of this just to break her. Just that thing. That's just it. And he's cool.
Okay.
So
Wait, so I actually wanted us to note that there's something about intentions. Bringing your intentions to fruition has two things to it. It is about action and inaction. Sometimes the intention being possible, like what you have in mind, is what is needed is an inaction. He gave an illustration where, so your action is observation. So in in all necessity, it doesn't mean you are actually giving it, you're physically doing any form of action, but you're sitting down and you're observing, and that's your action. And so for someone that is just looking at you, it probably looks like an inaction. So at the end of the day, you don't have to always be working on your intentions, because it depends on what your intention necessitates. What intentions are expecting, that is the action that you're supposed to give, even if the action is perceived as an inaction. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
So there are times where your case can be a complex case where what is needed is for you to sit down and keep quiet, and that is the action that is needed for it. And there are times where you need to work on it. See, for instance, you are in a love relationship, there is always need for an action, but there's also need for an inaction. Because there are times when she annoys you or he gets to you, and your best response is an inaction. So that you are calm and you bring down the fire first before you make actions. That's intentions coming out to play here, right? So there are times like that you have to also understand that it's not every intention that you have in your heart that you go about and just give it some action. Sometimes you need to sit down and rethink it. Like she said, she writes things, and he talked about priorities and hierarchy in your priorities. You know that at this moment, this is what I need to do, and at this moment, not necessarily. Let's hold on this one. Let's watch it first. So sometimes you need to even look within your intentions. When I say I intend to do this, when I say I intend to do that, what is the necessary action at that moment? Because a lot of times people, I've met people, and I was talking to my cousin one time. He was talking about a girl he saw that he really liked, and I was like, guy, hold on, watch and observe her. That's the action you need to do right now. You don't need to jump.
Not approaching her.
Don't
first.
jump on it now. Wait first. That's your action. And he was like, but he really, I said, no, hold on. So there are times that holding on is your action. I think that a lot of times we when we talk about intentions, some people are quick to jump and show you, okay, so this is my intention towards you. I want to do this, and they are not really ready yet to put in the work that entails for this intention. And so when you jump and you're running in a haste to actually hold down the floor, hold down the ground, for instance, you are not ready to put in your best to a job, and you go ahead and apply for the job. See, that's one thing again. You're not ready for the relationship, and you go ahead and say, I like you, please, can we? It's just that a lot of times we jump ahead and make actions where we have not fully gauged our intentions. So we need to also put a balance there. You need to understand fully well what your intentions are geared towards before you go ahead doing your actions, so that you don't have cause to come back and retract and make sense, have time that you're thinking, oh, how I wish I did not take this action at this moment. I should have waited a little bit more. So there are times that, like we said, you don't procrastinate, but there are also times that you have to hold on. So you need to understand
Patience.
the peculiarity of the situations that you're finding yourself, so that your intentions are rightly meted out and not wrongly.
Okay, I heard Jemima shouting, yes, the two are important. Please. I can't wait.
So you didn't forget.
No, I was really eager
Choice.
because I said which should be prioritized, but I had you all chorus.
Okay,
the two,
I feel like both of them are important. If we're to pick one over the other, then it's like half-baked bread.
Yeah.
So you need one to complete the other. You need one to augment and complement the other. If I have intentions and I don't back them out with actions, then it's as good as I don't have intentions. If I act without having intentions, then my actions will be baseless. Because on what grounds am I taking my actions? You have to think first before you take actions. That is why if we need to cross the road, you have to look left, you have to look right, you have to make sure that the road is safe. But you don't just jump on the road and then when the car hits you, they ask you, why did you? I needed to cross the road. You took actions without calculations first. So the intentions is more like calculating whatever it is you need to do before you take the actions at the end of the day. So both of them are birds of the same feather that needs to fly together.
Yeah, and I just remembered, before you say what you want to say, I just remembered you gave an illustration of two guys that liked a girl. One was always coming to her house and always he was in the house every evening.
Without saying
he did not say anything, but his actions were there, right? And even her, at some point, she was questioning, is this person? Yeah, so those were actions, but
no, he had intentions and he put in actions. It's just that he did not relate it to her. He held
as
the
far
action.
as she's concerned,
he
he only
was
had
intention.
actions
Do you
without
understand? There was just
intention.
So something guided his coming every evening now.
That is him that knows that one.
In this scenario, I think
that knows
in
that
this
one.
case, what he didn't communicate his intention with her, but
Exactly.
he had an intention.
Sure.
It is that intention that made him to be going
Coming.
to this lady. Every evening, he goes to work, he comes back, hello, how are you, Becky? Are you home? Yes, I'm coming. He goes, he sits with her, they have chit-chat and all, and he goes back. So every day he keeps coming. It was like a culture, a norm, and then she's wondering, apparently this guy likes me. Apparently he has an intention. He wants us to be together. I mean, which guy will always come and spend time with you like that without any intention? So eventually, she was really hoping and looking for, maybe when he comes tomorrow, he will just tell me. He will come, he will gist, and he will go. And she got tired of everything. Okay, what does this guy really want? She too didn't communicate her frustration. And eventually another person came and told her that, I've been noticing and observing you, and see, I like you, I like to marry you. And she accepted. And she told this guy, you have to stop coming to my house because another person have to start coming. And he said, why? And she told him that's because this person is marrying me. And he said, but that's what has been bringing me here. So I think in his own case, it's a matter of it's communication. I would like to.
And in his own case, he prioritized actions over intention. So that is why
there are some people that will tell you that,
but
I have been coming now, but I have been buying gifts for her now, so you should know.
Yes, but another one might be coming just for friendship, and then if you take it overboard, he will say, but I never told you this was what I wanted. So there should be some form of balance.
That this is what I mean, right? When we are talking about intentions, especially when it has to be within a relationship context, be it friendship, family relationships, boy-girl relationship, man-wife relationship, it is important that your intentions are properly communicated. So you don't go about doing actions and this person does not even understand your actions. And so what are you doing? The action is meaningless to her or to him. He does not understand. So when you're talking about intentions and you're also talking about actions, it also boils down to the fact that communication needs to be in between that. That's the unsaid word within that. Communication is a necessity.
She was also fast, Prudence, because communication can also be verbal and non-verbal. He communicated it. It's just that in our context,
it doesn't work in all
it's just that in our context, this context, like you wouldn't want a lady would like I wouldn't even advise a lady to assume. I would like to fault both of them in this case because communication can be verbal, can be non-verbal, and if by virtue of his actions he actually wanted something and you two, you are tired of, you're coming and you've not said anything, bros, what is it? Like, you've been coming here, you've been spending time, you've been buying gifts, you've been like, is there anything? You also ask. So in their own case, I would like to say that it was a two-way thing. Like lack of communication, but there was intention on his part. There was action backed with action, because when a guy sees a lady and he likes her and he started going close to her, like he likes her and he didn't end there in his heart or in his mind, he started going. That's an action.
Like, if you could go, then why didn't you say?
For some
going
people,
and saying which one is easier.
For some people, it's just an issue of low self-esteem or lack of confidence. Maybe the guy
is saying his action.
You have no idea, Prudence. Some of you, the kind of serious face you
I told
put,
you that. I say it happens to me.
Okay.
It happened to me. Like,
see example here.
I'm an example. I'm telling you, EG. This
but
girl,
is the saying not an action? That's my question.
See,
is saying not an action? Is a question.
No, some people are naturally
saying. Is it not an action?
It's an action. But you know, some.
So why did he
wait now? Some
why
people.
Why did he complete the action?
Some people.
Engineer Tony yesterday said he got intimidated by that lady.
He wanted to say intend. He did not know if there's end or there's no end.
Do you understand?
And because of that,
there are people, Prudence, that have this charisma. Like, they come with certain charisma, and then you are like, you need to check yourself before you even call. And then for some guys, it's like it's almost. I don't know how they see opening their mouth to ask a lady out. Maybe this one that has an experience will explain. What stop you from telling that girl that you actually like that?
Do you know, in the entire area at that time, they are the only house that were having that time. They are the what do you call it? CD player.
You said you refuse to cut your code according to your.
Why did you go to the one that don't have CD player?
You see, that is it. You understand? But the thing is that, you know, I saw
future.
I saw future. Like, I was like, I'm telling you then. And their own is not that. No, I'm just giving you. I just break it down.
Like, sure.
Like, in the entire whatever,
it was
5 loader,
how do you want to
brand
talk?
new.
How do you want to talk?
Then
that
like you go to their house, you know, you have this.
Everything is available.
Everything. Like dining table. You understand?
Classy.
Where we were eating on the floor.
On Taberman.
So I'm just trying to. I know somebody will really relate. You understand? So it wasn't easy, and the lady is giving you time, Barini, like she respects you, and so on and so forth. So, but I just keep pushing, keep going, like so. To say it was difficult. So the day that I gathered courage, I was just tired because I feel she was not reciprocating my coming and so on. So why is this girl not understand? She should understand. Was I saying it? How about now?
Sometimes.
So after youth fellowship,
not sometimes though, you must say it.
I'm telling
relationship, you assume girlfriend or you assume wife.
You'll be shocked.
Okay.
You will tell you.
That's when person say, "But I didn't say anything."
I didn't say anything. You know, and you know, ladies don't like that thing, man. They don't like it. They prefer you say it. Let them say no or yes. But tomorrow, a guy will now say, "But in the first place, did I say I love you?" Hey, you are. So after youth fellowship, I was like, "See, babe, how far? All this while that I've been coming, see you. She now said, "But I think today or tomorrow is our anniversary. Why in a relationship?"
You say?
Yes.
Happy anniversary.
I'm telling you, that means she has been counting. So all this while.
So from the time.
So
now he's still
going.
Yes.
The
So me, I was
ticking.
thinking, yes.
Wow.
She's supposed to understand. So just see the whatever. Me, I'm thinking.
You were thinking you were not there yet, but she was thinking that you guys had gone far.
And when I check it, really, we have gone far. Yes. That alone, you know, increased my level of respect to her, and soon. But at the end of the day,
actually, there are guys that really struggle to want to express themselves. But should you help them?
So in some cases,
I had an encounter.
The statue. of the family, and sometimes it intimidates
the person coming.
Anybody coming.
Even
Yes,
of the
but
lady too.
before you start, you should know what you're going into and brace up for it.
At least
Then
I had text.
I know that.
Or write
Well,
letter.
One used to write letter. I got tired of reading the letter. Anybody that bring, I send the letter back. You don't have mouth. Are you mouthless? I had an
You're
encounter.
not nice.
No, I was reading, but I got tired and they were lengthy. So I had to start sending the person back with the letter so that you can act. So I had an encounter. This person, I felt really liked me and was trying, really coming close. I have a lot of younger sisters, so he could not talk. But he was channeling the energy to my siblings. Like when he's coming, he gets something for them. He always has something for one person or the other. And he had their birthdays written down. He will come, sing songs, like bring gifts.
In-law goals.
I had to, because it got to a point I was beginning to be uncomfortable because yes, I know that you are not doing this freely. There is something, and I expected you open your mouth and talk. And when it was not forthcoming, it was detrimental to my future chances. Sure. So because someone else will be seeing you do these things, he likes you genuinely, but he will back off because he feels there's somebody there. But that somebody there is there, but he's not there. So I had to help him out. Bros, how far? You have been. What is it? It was at that time, so it was more like I paved the way for him to air out whatever. He said, actually, I like you. This is it. I said, I have somebody actually, and no hurt, no breakup. He just backed out. So there are times that, like this story of the lady you gave. She was frustrated, but she never made him understand her frustration. And he took that for a green light. Of course, she's not deaf and dumb. She's not mute. She's nothing. So she knows what I'm doing. She should know. And at the end of the day, he felt betrayed. In my case, I felt like, okay, I think we need to really help. I liked the guy, but not in the aspect, in the way he actually liked me. And we sorted out, and everybody went his way. So sometimes the communication, I know that human beings are made differently. One can easily come out and talk. Another one, even with whip, he will not say anything. True. So if you're able to understand this person, come out and know what, like, they had 1 year anniversary and he had no idea.
Very funny.
You see, personally, going to look for money to celebrate 1 year anniversary.
Personally,
but I was so happy that day.
Oh wow, dream come true.
No.
I usually respect people. I respect their intentions and if, but for me, action is very key.
Sure.
In as much as I know that the two are important and they should go hand in hand, or they actually go hand in hand. Like, especially in relationship, I think you should prioritize actions, because people say like they come with intentions, good intentions, but at the end of the day, you see their actions are actually different. For me, I think actions are interpretations of your intentions.
Yeah.
So imagine somebody telling you, I love you, and then in his action, disrespect, nonchalant attitude, lack of support. So would you say that this action now is in tandem with the intentions? Of course, no.
With the word love.
With the word love. Yeah. Of course, no.
Yeah.
I have seen,
apart.
I've worked with people that will tell you, promise you heaven and earth. But you see their action like wicked, mean, like actions that are meant to pull you down, actions that does not mean well for you and your future. So should I hold on to the intentions that were communicated to me, even when the actions are contradicting like the intentions? So I've seen people lost because they hold on to intentions.
Yeah.
I've seen relationships broken because actions are not matching with the intention that laid the foundation for that relationship.
Or suffering.
Do you understand? So I think at this point of my life, I'm prioritizing actions. Because in today's world, we have a lot of people that are manipulative. And they are manipulative in the sense that they come with good intentions. They communicate it to you, the intention. In fact, they communicate it. But their action is different from that intention that they communicated, that good intention. And in the case of using relationship now, a person that tells you, I love you, I'm looking out, I'm rooting for you, and then this person, zero respect, zero care, lack of support, you are the one carrying your phone, you did not call me today, like every day you're questioning your worth in the relationship, and the person is telling you, I'm busy with work, I will call you back. Now, how does it align with that I love you? Like personally, love is not, it's not even personally. Love is an action word. It's not a noun, it's not a name of a person, animal, place, or thing. It is a verb, and we all know that verb is an action word.
Love that.
Do you understand? So how come your action is not it's not like aligning with that intention that you communicated?
Intention already is an action.
Do you understand? So a lot of times it end up communicating the opposite. I love you, I mean well for you, I'm going to support you, I'm going to do this, and then the person's action is now tilting toward destroying you, tilting toward bringing an end to your life. Would you continue to hold on to that intention that was communicated, or you like to say this action that you're putting is an interpretation of your intention? That means you never meant that.
That's it.
In the true essence of your action, this is the real intention.
So I totally get where you're coming from, but earlier on, Mrs. Solomon gave an illustration of a lady who got into a relationship that she totally thought was the thing, and then at the end of the day, on the first night, this man decided to dash her hopes, right? So I'm also thinking of the scenario where you would find that this person's actions are top notch. It is everything you can think of in this life, right? That would communicate that this person actually loves you, and it's backing what he's saying, right? He goes all out for you, supports you when it seemingly looks like nobody else is doing, and you just find that this person is channeling so much love, quote and unquote. But in the true essence, this person was just acting it, right? So how are you able to put that line between this person's actions and his real, I'm not talking about the intentions that were communicated to you, his real intentions, the one that is hidden, that is just left to him, that is influencing every action that he's taking right now? How do you find, because a lot of times what happens to people is that this person's actions, they are driven by it, and then at the end of the day, they are swept away, and tomorrow they are regretting, because if this person had shown his true intentions, they would have not been in the shoes where they are right now, right?
Prudence, that's where wisdom comes in. That's where discernment comes in. That's where there's always this talk about give it time. When somebody say I love you, give it time. When somebody says like I mean well for you, give it time. When somebody says see I'm rooting for you, give it time. No matter how you pretend, there's limit to how far you can go. And even if you can actually pretend, because in this case I think it's just pretense.
Yes.
The guy that actually had an issue with his girlfriend, they parted ways, and he came back, and then he lured her into the relationship, and she came back. His intention was to deal with her, and he went ahead. He was showing her all manner of I love you actions, backing the I love you and all of that. But beneath that action was wickedness. And I believe that if wisdom was applied, if time was given, if discernment was involved, she would have seen the flags. And that's why they talk about red flags. It might not be everything in the relationship, but it can pop up and go. There are red flags that most times when we are in relationship, that's why some people will tell you that you don't advise people in love.
Yes.
We don't use our head. Like it is what is suitable to us that would like. We even give excuse for even the red flags that we see.
Yes.
You are seeing red flags where you're giving, if somebody's beating you, you are saying it's because he loves me. So we give excuse for all of these red flags. But if you are truly discerning, people pretend. I told you it was on this side I gave a story of a lady that I know that says she's only pretending so that she can enter. When she enters, she'll show them her true color. And indeed, her true color is really showing right now. Because honestly, before she got married, she was not a drunk. She does not even do alcohol. But right now, I really pity the husband. A mother of 3, but like before evening, she's already drunk. So you can truly, the true color is really showing right now. So, but before the marriage, like I said, she was not even doing alcohol. But maybe there were times that she tasted it. Because there were times that, oh, I just want to have a glass. And even the husband will buy it. But it wasn't something that she would take and get drunk. But there are a lot of times that we overlook certain things. You are talking to the person and the person is being disrespectful or not outright disrespect to you. But this person is asking you, you came to my house and you're saying you want to sleep over. What did you tell your father? I didn't tell him anything. Tomorrow when I go back, he will shout at me. And that ends it. And you are saying she loves you. That this lady loves you. That's why she's even coming to sleep in your house without telling her parents. She's disregarding her father because she wants to come and sleep with you. You're not thinking of the future, that it is you that will be receiving that thing. She will tell you she's going for night duties and she will not come back. Or she will tell you
knew when I used to do it.
Do you understand?
Who are you?
But your interpretation of that
husband.
particular action of the lady at that time was love.
Yes.
So, and that is why at the end of the day, you now see that, no, you're seeing a different thing. If you are wise, Samuel Solomon talked about ladies yesterday passionately, how we need to apply wisdom. And you have to have capacity. How do you build capacity? By staying informed with the right information, by having the right circle around you, then you build capacity. But when you keep like people that will only mess your head around with like a glam, no, love is all about money. Love is all about flowers. Love is like, I had a lady making a video saying, you see this, like now money bouquet is like the in thing.
Yes.
She say, why do you want to stress me with money bouquet? Transfer the money now. Because you are paying money for the person doing the bouquet to do the bouquet. Imagine you have to give her like 20,000 to do a bouquet, body bouquet of 30,000. And then you pay dispatch rider 5,000 to bring the 30,000. Add that 5,000 to the 20,000 I gave. Transfer it for me. Because she said now,
55.
do you understand? You are bringing 30,000 for
and
me.
the charge is highest.
And this lady said, I have to start removing it. And then like arrange
I think EFCC should do something about this, because it's a sign of
do you understand that why do you have to stress me like that? Join everything, just transfer it to me. Because even after counting the money, I might go to POS now and pay for them to put it in my account. Like, why all this stress? So most times we don't give things time. You meet a guy today, the next 3 months he's talking about marriage, and you are, hey, it's the doing of the Lord. I'm not saying that it cannot work and it cannot be beautiful, but most times we overlook the right things and focus on things that are just glamorous. Sometimes our intention of even going to relationship is not what should be obtainable. Because I want to show my friends that I'm in a relationship. Because my friends are getting married. Me too. Since this one asks for marriage and this one that I love is not talking about marriage, let me just do. And at the end of the day, and right now we live in a time where people are really pretending.
Yes.
People are really being manipulative. This person will be telling you, I love you, and the action, like you'll be trying to show it. But even in showing the love, there are some red flags that you will see. But in most cases, we ignore it. And that's why this guy went back to relationship. He engaged her. He did introduction. He planned wedding. He had groomsmen. His parents came, and just at the altar. Do you take this girl as your? And he said no.
Just our backyard here.
The pastor asked again. He called his name. I said, do you take this girl as your? And he said no.
And he
said,
walked out.
Wait, he said, are you sure this guy is okay? He said, I'm okay. I know what I'm doing. There's nothing wrong with me. Later on, he said it was because of what she did to him 10 years ago that it was a revenge for him. So, but I believe that if she had looked beyond the glam, apparently they would have been signs. There's, as in, you don't love somebody, there's a way you, even in the I love you, to show on your faces. So discernment is really key.
Very, very.
For me, that's why I always say, I know that people can pretend, but there's an extent and there's limit to how much you can go. There are things that in your actions, inactions, you can pick. There are times that you can pick somebody unaware. You don't have to be, everything does not have to be arranged. Take the person by surprise now. And then you find out certain things. So it's just important that, in us, like we all said, intentions and actions are really key. And we really need to try to match. It's important that you match them. And sometimes why you don't accomplish some of these your intentions, like we rightly said, procrastination, fear of failure and all. So why not break these things down, especially as regard your personal growth? Why not prioritize? Why not like divide them into bits and give it time frame? Like, it's going to really help. Like, there are a lot of things that we need to do as far as actions and inactions are concerned. And most times we talk to people and we think they hold on to what we say. But there are a lot of people who have outgrown that stage of holding on to what you are saying. What they are really looking at is action. As a parent, you cannot be telling your child, don't lie, don't lie. Lying is not good. Yet you're telling the child, if your father come, tell him that I use my money to do this and it's a lie. Your child will hold bank on that particular action.
Or
So
tell them I'm sleeping.
tell them I'm sleeping. Tomorrow too, your child will use that and lie to you. And then you're like, they are actually working with your action as well. And that's why they always tell adults, be mindful of your action, because children learn more from actions than even the things you say. So it's just important that as human beings living in this generation, let our words like match with our actions. Let our intentions be backed with actions. Actions are interpretations of what is in our mind. So there's nothing like I intended to. You hear people say you forgot about me, and you say no, it's not like that. Why are they not seeing it in the action? So like in just 1 minute as we wrap up.
Okay, just try your possible best, whatever kind of relationship you are having. Just go extra mile. And it's not everything that you tell somebody like, Jemima, I'm watching your actions. Yeah, it's not everything you must say. Go on deep research. Find out. These are ways that you can find out certain things that is embedded in someone's action that you are not even seeing. That he's just icing it with some good things, and you think that's the end thing. So we just have to go extra mile, and you know the reason why you are having that intention, because that is your interpretation, comes from the action.
Powerful.
Be mindful about your intentions and your actions, because they affect every other thing you do in life.
That's great.
It's important that you keenly observe and know the peculiarities of your situation, so that you are able to met out the right actions to your intentions. Because a lot of us, that is where we go wrong.
Powerful. Thank you all for doing this.
You're welcome.
It was a great discussion.
It's a pleasure.
And to our viewers out there, hope you had something to pick, especially regards intentions and actions. Though they look same, but they are actually different. But truly, these two words are intertwined, and none is an island. So let's ensure that we always back our intentions with actions. Thank you for staying tuned to Equa Television International. We'll come your way tomorrow with another edition on Today's Life. For now, we say goodbye and have a great day.